If you haven't noticed recently that something is going on YouTube and other platforms with news broadcasts, let me just get right into it. Last night, I'd say about 10 o'clock my time, Central Time, I'm watching live, what I think is live news coverage of the plane crash in Philadelphia. And in the middle of this, as I'm watching, it's showing a scene where it's looking out, it's showing the sky, it's showing the scene with all the emergency vehicles. And I notice a little blip come across the screen, blinking, white, and down. I'm like, wow, is that a UAP? What is that? I mean, it had a crazy flight pattern to it. Wasn't like a hobbyist drone. And a few minutes later, another one appears doing the, pretty much the same thing. I'm like, whoa, I got to go to my computer, pull that broadcast up and make a short, put it out there. So I did. Couldn't find the first one that I saw. Later, I went back and I found it. Have you noticed? Nothing irritates me more than I'm watching something that I think is a live news stream, and it's not. And then you realize you've been watching for an hour, 2 hours, and it's been looped. Because I didn't know when this event happened. Okay, I'm thinking I'm watching, and this isn't the first time they fooled me. But here's what I am starting to figure out. At the end of that broadcast, and it's probably still up because it makes YouTube money. YouTube is not going to pull it. They don't care if it's pirated or not. Yet a guy like me could put up what he thinks is a legit thing, and they won't give it any views. At the end of that so-called Fox Live broadcast, all of a sudden, two Chinese guys, are in their garage with tools. You could tell they're in their garage. And they've got one of those standalone air conditioners. You've seen them. You put them in the middle of a room, you vent them out the window, and they're sitting there and they got a screw gun and they're taking this thing apart. And I'm looking at it and I'm watching it. I'm like, what the hell's this got to do with anything with the plane crash? Fox ain't gonna, why would they, and then it entered my mind, maybe they've been hijacked, their broadcast. Then this morning, talking to my father, and they were watching something on YouTube. It wasn't a newscast. It was actually a private channel. I think it was a church service or something like that. And then at the end of that video, it says it jumped to two Chinese women knitting or making baskets or something like that. So then it dawned on me. It clicked. Okay. The Chinese are hacking these and inserting things. And I don't know if the UAP that I saw, UAP, UFO, same thing. I don't know if that's legit. I posted it. You guys can go on my Ouachita Mountain Living channel. I got 2 shorts on there. It's pretty darn good if it isn't legit. But now, what that raises the question, if it is these Chinese guys on the end. And I will try to find that later today. I got to get out and get to work today. But I would imagine that broadcast is still up. And I know it wasn't just me, because when I posted the short, other people said, yeah, I was sitting there watching that same thing and saw it myself. But if you look in the short, you'll see the firefighters, all the first responders are there, but nobody's looking up. Nobody. And one guy's facing right at it. Either he saw it and didn't move his head up, or it just wasn't really real. Why YouTube is allowing, and nothing burns my ass more than sitting there. And I noticed this for the first time. I don't know if it was the first time, but I really noticed it when the LA fires were going on. You didn't know what was happening now, because YouTube allows a live stream to be live and it isn't live. And I hate that. If it isn't live, they should not allow it to say it is live. And you can't fast forward because they're looping this. There is a way to do it. I know how to do it. I would never do it because I don't want to fool people like that. You guys know what I'm talking about because you've been, most likely, if you watch enough YouTube, you've been watching newscasts, you've seen, you're sitting there, you're invested watching something, and you're like, wait a minute, man, deja vu, something, I've seen this before. Sure enough, you did. They're replaying something that had already happened that isn't live. And that's one thing on social media. If people know it's old, doesn't matter if it's an hour old, they're not going to watch it. They want to watch what's going on now, the latest. And then why are these Chinese clips in there? Well, it has to be the Chinese, right? Or it's probably somebody that wants us to believe it's the Chinese. So let me know in your comments. It's strange why YouTube won't take down stuff like that. And as I told my father, well, there's a good reason for that. You got 5,000-10,000 people watching these. They're making money. Okay. The advertisers are bidding on them and they're making money. They don't care if it's legit or not. It's making them money. But now I go to put the short up. This is another thing that made me wonder, made me question. I put the shorts up and I'm like, wow, I search. Nobody's got this up. Nobody has this up yet. This is going to get a lot of views, And nobody did put anything up. Yet YouTube doesn't let it go anywhere. It's got like 100 views on each one of them. They know something. They know that it is fake. Or they always hate me anyway, but. So let me know what your thoughts are on watching these looped live streams. Now, there's nothing wrong with playing live streams over that are looped, but you got to let the people know what they're watching has already happened, and this was pre-recorded, but YouTube allows them to present it as a live stream, and it is not a live stream. Sip of water because I'm yakking. I'm mad. But I'm leaving the shorts up, I think I mentioned what I'm talking about. Yeah, the Philadelphia crash last night. Also, when they showed the footage of when it first, there was like a Ring camera footage, and it shows something coming down extremely fast. This plane only made it up to like 1,650 feet, which is not very high at all. How something could come down that fast, and I've flown planes, I know. That's not very high altitude. And how would something come down with that velocity that wasn't explosive driven? It just didn't look like a plane to me. Maybe that was implanted by the Chinese. I don't know. Most likely, what I've been hearing, and I agree, it was probably a system failure. As soon as they got up, most aircraft accidents happen during takeoffs and landings, mostly takeoffs. They lose engine power. If you're in a jet, if you're in a small single engine airplane, you have a chance. You could probably glide, but you're still at 1,600 feet. You're not high enough to get to react and do much. And it's unfortunate what happened. And that's not what this podcast is about. It's about, we can't believe anything we hear anymore on YouTube or, it's crazy. Nothing makes me more mad than sitting there. And that happened when the fires were. I'm sitting there watching this. It's live feed from a helicopter, and they're flying around the fire. And I'm like, wait. And they show a street view map over the footage, so you can kind of make out where the streets are, where the helicopter's flying above. And I'm like, they were doing this yesterday. This looks like the same area from yesterday. And it wasn't real. It was looped. So they should make something where they have to tell you that this is pre-recorded. It's already been shown. It is not live. But like I said, it's all about money. It's everything in the world today. It's all about money. And if they're making money, they're not going to let it be seen. So that's really all I got. I got to get back out there and cut some more land, clear some more land. But give me your thoughts on this. Was you guys fooled if you've seen that? I wasn't the only one that's seen it, because people that were commenting on my shorts also seen it. And some of them seen other things too. So now I'm leaning towards it was, all they have to do is download that stream, add whatever they want to it. Just, if they can get 10,000 people to believe it was real, who knows where it goes from there. So let me know your thoughts. I know this is a short one, but we'll get it out there February 1st. Maybe I can make a podcast several times a week during February. We will see. I'm a busy man. Thanks for watching. Happy trails.